My name is Khot Souimaniphanh. I'm a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. I am originally from Laos. My family and I, we escaped Laos around about 1978. My father worked for the U.S. Army as a, I guess, a local hire, and he did so for many years. So we escaped in the middle of the night. We crossed the Mekong River in a boat. At that time I was about 5 years old, so I do remember it. The boat was just a small boat, just a paddle boat pretty much, and we just put all of our belongings, all the family members inside there, and we just paddled with our hands. My father got shot, crossed over to the Thai border police side, and at that time we all made it through. He got injured, and then we made it to the refugee camp. Refugee camp is like most refugee camps. They're very overcrowded. We lived in tents. My mother and father, 5 brothers and 2 sisters, and we were all in one tent. And that's where we stayed for a couple of years until my family were picked up by a Baptist missionary group. Came out of the refugee camp, flew to the U.S., directly into the Dallas-Fort Worth, and that's where we made our home. It was a culture shock. When we came to the U.S., got off the plane, I remember the first thing I saw was Ironside, a TV show, Raymond Burr, a guy in a wheelchair, but it was hard to eat the food. We weren't used to eating the food. A lot of big, tall people. The smell was different. You can smell perfume. This is something that a child from a refugee camp or living in the jungles of Laos, we don't get to experience. So when you come to the U.S. and you're flying on a plane, I mean, almost every one of us threw up on the plane. The school system pushed me through all the grades, even though I would say I failed the classes, but I was pushed forward and continued to push forward. And I was in the ESL for the most of elementary, middle school, junior high. High school is when I really start to understand, comprehend what's my role, what's my part, and start to really think collectively and looking at myself. To me, I received high school very well, and I studied like most people and played sport like most people. From my counselor and a teacher, they were one that pushed me to get my U.S. citizenship. JFK's video that really compelled me to give back to the country they gave to me. Of his famous quote saying, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country."
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
That was the impetus for my service in the U.S. Army. Enlisted in the U.S. Army under a program called the Split Base Program. And when I came back, Ms. Perry said to me, "Hey, you can do better than this." So I got a scholarship to go to New Mexico Military Institute after I received my AIT certificate and high school diploma. Went to New Mexico Military Institute and got commissioned there as a second lieutenant. It was a 2-year school. However, I needed to go to a 4-year school to complete my program. So I went to the University of Texas there and got my degree in where I studied Spanish and French. And then I got a letter that says, "Come on to active duty, you'll be a military intelligence officer." Even though I wanted reserves and I wanted another MOS, but conventional wisdom of the Army says, you speak a lot of languages, your grades are good, we're gonna give you military intelligence. So looking back, I'm glad they did that, and I've been very happy with this job and serving the U.S. Army. Just a snapshot, I deployed to Bosnia during the Bosnian War, and also I've deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan. So under different venues, but nevertheless I deployed. I am the Deputy Chief for the Special U.S. Liaison Activities Korea, and my previous assignment I was the Defense Liaison to the Drug Enforcement Administration. So I like what I do. I'm going to continue to do it. I like serving the U.S. Army. I love serving this country. I'm going to stay in as long as I can to continue that service. To me, physical fitness is very important. It's not just an Army requirement. To me, it's a personal thing. I believe in staying fit, being healthy. I have 6 kids, and 4 in college, and a grandchild, and another grandchild on the way. And I plan to be as healthy as long as I can so that I can play with my grandchildren. So that's why I think physical fitness is very important to me. And I work out every day, 7 days a week, around about 2 hours a day with my family, my wife and my kids. Sometimes they come with me. But it's a family event when we go to the gym. So I believe that if I set them on the right path with as a good example, both in the exercise, academics, and even serving this country, hopefully they'll do that. And 3 of my children have done that. 3 of them are in the U.S. Army right now, in the National Guard while they're going to college, and hopefully they get assessed as active duty. So I have 2 kids at Norwich University and 1 at the University of North Georgia. I am an American soldier, and I'm proud to be an American.